Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Watson Michael from Ceylon Institute of English and Leadership. And once again, we are honored to have Mr. Dewey Cooper back with us. So, he's very well known to be the coach of Francis Ngannou. Also, he's a retired kickboxer, martial artist, and boxer as well. He counts vast experience in the field of combat sports. Also, he's a 2008 inductee into the Hall of Fame of Martial Arts. He has been affiliated to Mayweather Boxing Club and so many famous martial artists. Also, most importantly, he is the CEO and president of Team Combat League, which is up and rising. And very soon, very soon, it's going to be a very popular sport in the US, especially the Team Combat League. So, Big Brother,
Yes, sir.
welcome. And how are you doing today?
First of all, thank you for having me. It's a beautiful day out here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where we've been for the last 6 weeks preparing for our big engagement on March 8th. And I'm blessed and thankful and very happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And to your fan base, hello, everyone.
Great, thank you. So great. So right. So let's start with something, right? Like because these days we see a lot of people seeking motivation, right? And how do we face, especially with the inflation and so many things going on, how do we face negativity? How do we face negativity in overall?
Yes. Well, you can face things several different ways, but a wise man or an intelligent woman would always try to face things with grace and positivity. So
Yeah.
anytime negativity hits your life, simply close your eyes, retract it, refrain from it, and don't let it consume you. Whatever methods
Yeah.
you use to do so is up to you. I prefer to say no stress, just express, and I blow out the rest. Just try to be happy, try to see a silver lining in everything that we're faced with in life. And just know, no matter how dark things may become, there'll be light on the other side of that tunnel.
Definitely. So one thing is we sometimes like even sometimes it happens to me as well, right? And most of us like rejection, right? People get rejected at times. So once they get rejected, okay, once fine, twice okay, but 3-4 times, like when they get rejected, they feel really demotivated with that. They think, oh, they compare themselves to others, like thinking, why we can't succeed? What are your views on it?
Well, my views are very simple on that topic. Rejection means nothing because everything we do in this life, everything we do in this life should be cultivated within yourself, created through your passions. And through your passions, then you put it out to the world. Through your passions comes your motivation. And deep down inside that motivation comes your accomplishments and all of that. So if people reject you, it's okay because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for yourself. And I don't care if you get rejected 1,000 times. You keep going 1,001 times, 2,000 times, 5,000 times. And eventually you'll get to that level of success that you strive for, and you'll feel a great sense of pride and accomplishment and going through all those obstacles. It's never about the rejection because life is subjective and objective. But what your calling is, what your desires are, can't be deterred by anyone. And they shouldn't be.
Absolutely. So now you created a system called BKSS, Black Cobra Striking System. And
Yes,
it's a legacy. And
sir.
We saw Ngannou, right, from where he came and how improved he was in fighting. And I was actually like, even some Hollywood superstars, right, famous martial artists, they were like saying, no, Ngannou cannot touch Tyson's face. Francis Ngannou cannot touch Tyson's face. They were criticizing, so many of them. But your training proved many people wrong, and he dropped Tyson Fury, and that was a shocker, right? And I was like, wow. Wait, did he drop Tyson Fury? And then we find Tyson Fury saying, no, it was coming like it's touching on the back or something of the head or blah blah. He's telling, but actually he did an intentional elbow to Nagano, and he couldn't drop Nagano down, which was his first pro boxing event under your training, right? So this is something which I don't think any other coach can do it. But you proved many people, Hollywood celebrities, MMA gurus, pundits, you proved them wrong with their training. What, how is how does it work? I mean, how do you do it?
Well, first of all, thank you for being an advocate of what I do and my system,
Always.
Black Cobra Striking Systems. But it started with the fighter. Francis deserves the credit for that.
Hmm.
I will say my coaching and my training methods, I would hope they help improve any fighter that I have. And Francis
Yeah.
is no different. But again, Francis is a whole different being from his lifestyle, the things he's been through, the strong man he is. He's
Yeah.
special with or without BKSS. So hopefully my
Hmm.
training helped elevate him to the spectacular level you guys seen him at. Francis is
Yeah.
very special, man. He's a once in every 100-year type of athlete. He's
Hmm.
not even a person. He's an entity. He's something
Yeah.
special because of the struggles he went through, all the adversity in his life, no one ever
Yeah.
believing in him but himself.
Hmm.
This is this is what created what you saw in the Tyson Fury fight because we see the
Hmm.
same thing by the media, the Hollywood stars. Everyone said we couldn't do it. We
Yeah.
told everyone before the fight that he would knock Tyson down and that he would win the
Yeah.
fight and that he would show the world on his first fight out he could handle any boxer in the world. We said this
Hmm.
before because we knew it. It's
Yeah.
the difference. People need to understand there's a difference out of believing in something and knowing something. You believe in
Definitely.
Allah if you're a Muslim. You believe in Jesus and God if you're a Christian. You believe in
Hmm.
all these things, right?
Yeah.
But you know your name. You know your
Yeah.
parents' name. You know who your husband, wife, friends, children are. That's
Yeah.
different than belief. We knew what was going to happen against Tyson Fury. We told the
Yeah.
world, no one listened, but they're listening now. And I want them to be staying tuned on March 8th when we do it again here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia against Anthony Joshua.
Absolutely, I'm sure with your training. Now, and you, Big Brother, now you work with so many people, different cultures, different people around the world, right? And
Yes, sir.
you're very down to earth and humble, right? Now, I was a fan of yours first, right? I was finding difficult to get in touch with you, right? Because you are on the top of my all-time favorite fighters. Okay, so it was, yeah, it
Wow,
was
thank
very
you. Thank you, sir.
yeah, because I used to watch it on YouTube because there was no other way of watching, right? So I used to
Yes,
watch it, and I was
yes,
trying to reach out to you, and somehow we got connected, right? So I was a fan and of yours. Now we are very good friends, and but the way you mix with so many people, multicultural, everything, right? And you're still the same. You never change, right? Because some people when
yes,
they get fame or when they come to a certain stage, like they have a swollen head, but you're very down
yes,
to earth. And you,
yes.
how does it? How is that?
Because position means nothing to do with the location. Other words, your location is your core. Who you are is who you are. Your position in life can fluctuate. You can be the president of the world this day and in prison the next, hated by the entire society. So it's never about the position you're in. It's about the
Mm,
location you have. My location is rooted in being normal, being approachable, being humble, and just being a hard worker. The name I've created and the fame that I'm creating is something extra to me. It means
Mm.
something to my family. It means something to probably my peers, but it honestly means nothing to me. I don't do this for the success or the fame. I do
Mm.
this for to to feed the appetite of a young guy who wants to be a winner and to
Yeah.
help people get better. That's what I do this for. I pull my sleeve up because I have the strength guard cutting my arm. I put the number
Yeah.
one in the air because I feel like we're the best in the entire world at what we
Mm.
do. And until you dethrone us, the one will be stuck in the air. This is what I do this for. So I could be a billionaire. I could be like Elon Musk. I could be like
Mm.
whoever you think is great, and I'm gonna be the same guy. You say hi to me, I'll say hi to you. You talk to me, I'll talk to you. You treat me with courtesy, I'll treat you with courtesy. Because remember, the destination and it means nothing. It's about what's inside you. When we're all said and done, at my eulogy, I want friends and family to say Dewey was a great guy.
Mm.
He helped make
Yeah.
my life better. And that's what real success is. That's what having a meaningful life really means to me. It sounds
Mm.
cliche, but I honestly mean it, man. The fame and all of that means nothing to me. I'm doing this because I'm trying to satisfy the appetite within me. That word passion I used a bit earlier, that passion still burns
Mm.
inside of me like a third grader
Mm.
wishing to be something great. And it'll burn in me until the day I perish from this planet. And
Yeah.
everything else is a bonus. You guys, acknowledging me and showing me love is a bonus, and I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, we're all the same. We just got different
Mm.
roles to play in this life.
Absolutely. Now, I remember some time back. Okay, this was when Francis was in the UFC. So I sometimes when I look at your posts, I don't know how the heck you take those blows during the sparring sessions and all, like made out of steel, right? So now I know if I get one of that, either I'll be, I don't know where I'll be, but one thing for sure is I'll be in a coma in the ICU, right? So once you told me you were so busy that his training partners even didn't turn up. So you were
Yes,
sparring with him, and you
yes,
ran to when Shaw was at school to see her
yes,
basketball match. So you balance the
yes,
family life and the work life,
yes,
everything together. How important is it, like
yes.
balancing your life?
It's imperative. The most important thing in this world is balancing your life with the things
Mm.
that matter. And it's kind of weird to say, but the things that matter most of the times are not the things that make you happy as far as superficial happiness. Like going out with your friends to a nightclub, you dance, you laugh, you joke around. Those are great
Mm.
times, but those are fulfilling to you, joyous occasions for you.
Mm.
But those things don't matter. What matters is your
Mm.
daughter having a basketball game. It's the girls'
Yeah.
basketball game, and there's only 10 people in the stands. And you zoom across town running red lights to get there just to show your daughter how important it is. You're dead
Mm.
tired, and you take a flight to go to the piano reception in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
These things are what matter because at the end of the day, man, we can't be so selfish to where we can't make other people feel that they're important. And the most people to make feel important in your life are your family, your mom, your dad,
Yeah.
your children, your brothers, your sisters. I get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes siblings fall out and they're enemies. Sometimes,
Mm.
blood is as thick as water, but you should always try to take care of your family first and show them
Mm.
unconditional love. And that's what I did. You're talking about the time uh, Francis was getting ready to fight Cyril Gunn. No one showed up, so I had to spar him. And I was already getting late for my daughter's basketball game. I went straight from sparring Francis, jumping in my car,
Mm.
not even changing clothes, and zooming to the basketball game just to make the tip off, just to hear my daughter having her name called. She was a starter, not to get there in the third quarter or the fourth quarter when the game's over. I want her to see my face when she was getting ready to compete. And I went through tremendous odds to get there. I got across the whole city of Vegas. It normally takes me 25 minutes. I got across the whole city in 13 minutes, speeding, driving like a lunatic. But I got there. And it made her happy to see me run in the stadium right after they were calling her name to be introduced for the game. And remember, these things matter, man. I was telling my
Wow.
friends, remember, I'm here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We've been here 6 weeks already. So,
Yeah.
we're starting to miss our families and all of that. We have 2 more weeks before the big fight. We're going to be here a total of 8 weeks. So at this point, of course, we're excited for Francis and we can't wait to win on March 8th. But we start missing our families and stuff 6 weeks away from the home, especially when you're not used to being gone that long. And I was telling
Mm.
my friends, my daughter's now in college. That same kid that I rushed across town to go see play basketball. She's 18 years old in the second semester of her freshman year in college. She doesn't not even in the same city as me. Every night
Wow.
she texts me, "I love you, Dad. Sweet dreams. Good night." Every night. How many of you guys, kids
Wow.
at 18, when they get away from the home the first time in their life and have their own
Mm.
freedom, have their first boyfriend texting you every
Yeah.
single day, say, "I love you, Dad. Good night." The reason why my daughter
Wow.
does that is because she's seen me dedicate my life to her and
Mm.
make myself uncomfortable to make her comfortable. And that's the role of any parent. Too many
Mm.
parents are letting nannies and people attend their kids' outings and not showing up for dinner for their kids. Trust me, in the future, they're not going to be attached to you. They won't have the love that you're going to want,
Mm.
that you're going to need when you're older. And it's all because you didn't show them and sacrifice your valuable time for them. And I do that all the time. I haven't went out with my friends forever, man. I'm at home with my kid or hanging with my lady because I'm away so much. When I'm at home, they deserve that
Mm.
attention. And my friends
Yeah.
want to hang out. I tell them, come by the house. We'll hang out there. I don't drink. I
Wow.
don't smoke. I don't do any of those type. I don't gamble. Life is serious
Yeah.
to me because I know one day we won't be here, and the people that's left behind will be the ones to tell your story. I'm not sure about
Mm.
you, but I want my story to be a kind of a inspiring, fabulous story to tell, and that's why I live the life the way I live it. It's not about just instant gratification for me. It's about the
Mm.
meaningful things that truly matter in the fabric of life and the fabric of society. And there's nothing more important to me than family. Family, fighters, friends. Those three things, families, fighters, friends, those matter the most to me.
Yeah. Very interesting, right? So I totally agree with you. Of course, whoever asks me about leadership or anything, I recommend some books, and I always say follow Dewey Cooper, right? By by
Thank
looking
you for
at
saying that. And I know people think you're
sure.
crazy because when they look at me, they see a brother with dreadlocks and a pierced lip and say, I'm not following this guy.
Yeah, but see, I mean, you live in the heart of you live in Vegas, right? No drinks,
Yes,
no
no
smoking,
drinks,
no drugs,
no
no
smoking,
gambling.
no
Oh,
drugs,
fantastic.
no gambling.
Uh,
And I've been living
That
in
is
Vegas since high school,
wow.
1990. I'm not some new guy. What year is this? I don't even know. 2000, I've been in Vegas for 34 years.
Wow. Wow. So
Yes,
just see,
yes.
I mean, pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Great. So is there, if you can just tell us a short story or something of what you have had many experiences and many stories to share, like just a brief story of something very interesting that happened to you or somehow you were.
Well, I mean, my most I have a lot of interesting stories, I guess, but um, I'll talk about my favorite trip ever. That was
Sure.
I went to the Shaolin. I went to the Shaolin Temple
Mm.
in Shenzhen, China. I went to the
Mm.
real Shaolin monasteries for the first time. And it was all on a whim. It was luck because my
Mm.
daughter that we talked about earlier, my 18-year
Yeah.
old daughter, her name
Yeah.
is Shaolin. I named my daughter
Yeah.
Shaolin, and so the Chinese government was so impressed that
Wow.
a black man from America like me that was a pretty
Yeah.
popular fighter would name his daughter Shaolin, that they flew
Yeah.
me and my team to China, to the
Wow.
Shaolin temples, and the monks did a show for me. The
Wow.
abbot signs for calligraphy for me that I still have in my house. I'll send you a picture of it afterwards.
Sure.
We were a guest at
Sure.
the Shaolin temple and had a show. We trained with the monks. We drank green tea from scratch. We talked about the Buddhist Shaolin way. It was
Mm.
just the most incredible trip ever. So, things like that. I was in the Omi Mountains, deep in the mountains of China. We had a log cabin in the middle of nowhere. At night, it was very
Wow.
scary because there was no lights anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just had so many great experiences. And martial arts are what created those experiences. I'm really blessed.
Definitely. I mean, martial arts can bring many people together, right?
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
like you and me. So it's pretty interesting. So, I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
it's pretty impressive. So that's what I was thinking when you said Shaolin, right? I was like, okay, your daughter's gonna be Shaolin, right? So I was thinking, okay, whether you named her after those Shaolin monks, the Shaolin temple, but I never
Yes,
asked you that.
yes,
Okay, actually, today only I got to know
yes.
that. Okay, right,
Yes,
great.
I'll tell you some history that you probably don't know. And it's right in you guys' region. I know you're a little underneath India, but remember,
Mm.
the Shaolin Temple was started by an Indian monk. It wasn't a
Wow.
Chinese man that started Shaolin, but yeah, it was started by an Indian monk who was on migration from India, who went to China and created the Shaolin temples. That's why the Shaolin monks are allowed to fight. In India, the monks
Wow.
don't fight. They're more
Mm.
prayer, more zen. He
Mm.
happened to be an aggressive monk who apparently got into a few fights in his day.
Okay.
So he was kind of banished from his community. He went to
Yeah.
China and started the Shaolin temples and made it to where the monks can actually fight if they're defending the temple. So yeah, Shaolin martial arts means a lot to me. But yes, uh, I thought it was a beautiful name, and I
Mm.
said to myself, if I have a son, I'm naming him Cobra, Cobra with a K.
Okay.
And if I
Okay.
have a daughter, I'm naming her Shaolin, and she was a daughter, so her name was Shaolin.
Wow. Amazing. All right. Pretty amazing. Great. Now, based on everything, Big Brother, from what you said, just to recap, what let's about leadership. What does leadership mean to you exactly? From what you have overcome and what you go through, what does leadership mean for you?
Leadership is a tricky thing
Yeah.
because we've had some bad leaders. We have evil people like Adolf Hitler,
Mm.
Stalin, some people who just use leadership improperly.
Mm.
But
Mm.
leadership to me means a person who leads by example, who can galvanize people, motivate them, and
Mm.
inspire them to be greater than what they were without. That's what a leader is. Um,
Yeah.
that's what I put into my coaching. The reason why I sweat so hard with my fighters and take so much damage from my fighters is because I want to lead by example. I want them to hit me like they hate me. Because when it's fight
Mm.
time, if they hit me like they hate me, imagine what they're going to do to their opponent.
Mm.
Everything is psychological, but a leader is a guy who's willing to put himself in the line of fire for others, hold himself accountable, and always be responsible for what happens. You take it on the chin, you take it on the chin. We never cower, we never make excuses, we never back away, and we always put ourselves up front line for others. And that's what a real leader is. And try to do that in a positive manner and show people that sometimes the goodness can overcome the evilness. And
Mm.
hopefully more of us will be like this so this world becomes a better place. No more hate, no more killing each other, and only in self-defense. If someone does something to
Mm.
my daughter, I'm doing something to them for sure. I haven't got to a point where I'm gonna let that go.
Yeah.
But you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And in the case of just being a good person, do your best to be a good person. Uh, that's what a leader is, man. You got to be willing to be the shield for a lot of turmoil, a lot of pain, and a lot of sad situations, so others don't have to go through the same thing.
Absolutely. Wise words. So, Big Brother, thank you very much for taking time from your busy schedule to do this. And could you give us a final
So,
message for your fans and for all those who seek motivation?
yeah, hey, like I tell the fighters right before we walk out every fight, I say this every time. Hard work and dedication makes your fight night your celebration. hard work and dedication will make this your celebration. In other words, work hard, do the very best you can do, and you will put yourself in a better position you were in. If you're at the job and you get in that starting position, work hard, outwork everybody, and you'll see those promotions come faster and faster. Keep being hungry, keep having desire, keep doing things in the context of legal and righteousness, and you will eventually shine through all the dull, evil, negative people. Your talent will show. You have to be willing to work, though, because sometimes people are disadvantaged. And just because we're disadvantaged doesn't mean we stay there. We turn those disadvantages into advantages. I've done it. I know a lot of people that have. So I understand that this world is not a fair place. It's not an even playing field. You shouldn't even expect it. Wherever you are, if you don't do something about it, you deserve to be there. And if you don't want to be there, you must push yourself and must outwork everyone. And if you do that, it may take some time, but I guarantee the cream will always rise to the top and you'll get to where you want to be. Some people have a 1 kilometer walk journey, and some people have 1,000 kilometer run or jog or sprint journey. But we all have different distances, different timing. But if you keep working, you will get to your determined destination, and you'll feel elation, and you'll be completely feeling accomplished at what you've done in your life, and you'll feel exactly how I'm feeling right now. I have great things ahead. We have a great fight lined up March 8th. The fame, the financial gain, just the publicity and the history at stake is immense. I'm blessed to be in this position. 2 weeks after that, I'm sorry, 3 weeks after that, we got Team Combat League Season 2 kicking off. I'm the president of the company. I'm blessed to be there. See, I worked hard my whole life to finally start seeing these blessings come their way. What if I would have stopped in kickboxing when I was 32 years old instead of fighting until I was 42? I wouldn't have gained the ground and climbed to the top of that mountain that was challenging me my whole life. Where would I be right now? Would I have a job? Would I be in prison? Would I be doing something like this? I doubt it. Some people get fame, instant fame in a short time. Some people takes a lifetime to get it. Real quick story. I don't drink, but I used to love this commercial. The most interesting man in the world. There's a beer called Dos Equis, and they had the coolest commercials ever. The most interesting man in the world. Do you realize he was an actor from 18 years old to almost 60 years old before he got that commercial and became famous? He worked from 18 to 59, no success, no movies, small little commercials, barely able to sustain himself. And at 60 years old, he gets one of the most popular commercials in the entire world and makes millions and able to take care of his family at 60 years old. What if he'd have quit acting at 50? He never would have made it. We have different distances, different timing. Keep working. You will be blessed and you will get what you deserve to get out of your life. And that's all I have to say, man. Hard work and dedication makes your fight night your celebration. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Big Brother, for doing this valuable podcast with us. And all the best to you and Francis for the upcoming match against Anthony Joshua.
Yes, sir. 12 days away. 12 days away. See you soon. Thank you, guys. Bye.